Good morning, everyone. This is Donna Davis Bell from Inspired to Create Facebook group and Shiny Treasure Designs Etsy shop. And I am doing my final episode of my design team project for the month of February for Happiness in Crafting by Kerr. And we have made this large shabby French romance journal. And the kit that I used, there are a few. I used the Shabby French collection, which is the main one. And then in conjunction with that kit, I also have used the Letters to Rose digital kit, both of which are in her Etsy shop, Happiness in Crafting. And I mean, G is just an awesome, talented artist, designer, creator. I mean, her kits are absolutely gorgeous. They're awesome. They're so much fun and inspirational to use. They're loaded with ephemera. They're loaded with papers. They're great for collaging. So much fun to collage, and I've done a lot of that in this journal also. So let's get started. You can find G on Etsy, Facebook, Instagram. There's just about all of the social media platforms. I will put her links below in the description box, along with the links to her Etsy shop and the link to this the main kit that I used in this project. Excuse me. Okay, so let's get started. This is the journal cover. I have used a heavy-duty upholstery fabric. I have used a hand crochet doily, and I have printed in there are 12 episodes showing how to do everything that I've done in this journal, except little things that are self-explanatory, like putting the lace on, the little final touches, things like that. But everything else you can find in the series episodes on my YouTube channel, Donna Davis Bell, Inspired to Create. Sorry about that. So for my cover, I printed out a picture of Rose, and I went online and found this one, I think, on Pinterest. She seemed to fit my imagination of what Rose looks like. So I printed her out onto some fabric, backed her onto some felt and cardstock, and made a canvas of her, and backed that onto this beautiful vintage rose colored lace. I added a rhinestone necklace. I did have a bow up here, but one of my someone commented in my comments that the rose was too white, so I removed it, and I added this green embroidered piece on there and all these little roses to the hat because she's wearing a hat. And then down here I added a white bridal applique flower with the flat back, I can get that out there, Donna, a flat back pearl. We have 3 layers of trim at the bottom. Let's lift that up. We have this beautiful trim, and I just love it. Very satiny. We have the bridal's lace. And we have the shabby embroidered lace with the little fringe at the bottom, pom-pom fringe, not pom-pom, but you know what I mean, tassel fringe at the bottom. And then up at the top it says Forever Yours. Okay. Let's move it on around, and we have on the fringe, on the binding, sorry, I'll get it straight in a minute. On the binding, I have added these 2 bridal appliques. Here, they're flowers, and underneath of that, I have the bridal's lace that matches this at the bottom, going down the binding, and under that, of course, is a doily, and we have the part of the doily hanging over, and then we have this beautiful tassel. Look at that sparkle, lots of sparkle. And it has a little teardrop gemstone there, and also in my stash. I've been hoarding this because it was sent to me by someone that I consider to be very sweet and very dear to me. I think it was Sarah Munson, and it says Made with Love, in an embellishment box swap, and I have hoarded that embellishment box because it's so beautiful, and she is so sweet. I just love Sarah. Okay, all right. All right, and on the back, I have also added 2 more of those rhinestone, not rhinestone, those appliques with the rhinestones in the center here. And these are not fabric. They are I don't know what you would call it, but they're beautiful and they're very heavy duty. Of course, we have our doily and our trim at the bottom, and I just love the way all of that came out. For the closure, the way I did the doily, I brought the 2 of the flower petals over so that I could loop my seam binding through it for a tie closure. And then on top of that, I have added these 2 more of these little bridal applique flowers with the flat back pearls. Now, let's go inside. I've also added at the bottom of the seam binding, I've added these little rhinestone beads. So let's go inside. Isn't that gorgeous? What I forgot to show you is I also have little dangles throughout on hanging down here. Also, I mean, you'll see them throughout with little glitter beads. So let's go inside. And when we open it up, there is a love story to this journal. There's a gentleman named George and a lady named Rose. And this lamppost, the doctor's bag, and the luggage are very significant to the story here. Rose goes out for a walk in the evening. She's a lady of society. She comes from money and status, social status, and all of that. And so she goes, and this takes place in 1904. And she goes out for a walk in the evening, and she ends up under this lamppost. George is in town, and it takes place in London. He is in London also at the time, and he goes out for a walk in the evening, and he also ends up under this lamppost. And they get to talking, and a relationship develops. So they both leave, and they head back home, and they can't stop thinking about each other. So each evening they're drawn back to this lamppost where they meet, and a relationship forms. Okay, so that's the love story so far. All right, here we have a bridal applique, and I have been hoarding this because it was sent to me in our One Special Thing swap in my Facebook group, Inspired to Create. And this was sent to me by Marcia Falk. Thank you, Marcia. I have saved it for a very special project, and I decided I was going to use it for this one. It has the little roses. So this was perfect for this, and I've treasured it and hoarded it, and I just love it. Okay, so at the Dollar Tree, you can get this glitter glue, and it has almost like a very fine glitter, kind of like the diamond dust in it. So I took a little and squirted it out on a little lid or paper plate or whatever you have handy, and I just took a little paintbrush and I outlined all of the flowers in this, as well as the lamppost. You can see the glitter there. I don't know if the camera will pick up the flower because of all the sequins, but anyway, I've also added some lace going down here, pale, kind of pale peachy pink, and made a tab out of some bridal's lace here and added some rhinestones. We have some bridal's lace behind the lamppost. We have a little dangle with a beautiful sparkly bead on there. I think it's electroplated. It's very sparkly. And on this first page, the inside of the signature cover, I have done some collaging. This kit is so much fun to collage with. Oh my God, it's so beautiful to collage with. I've made a pocket out of something in her kit. This little piece came from the Letters to Rose kit, and it says together. This piece came from the Shabby French collection. I've took one of the belly bands and made like a little bow banner type thing going across, and made a little paper clip out of one of the little tiles, squares in the kit, and put that on there. Added some seam binding. Took one of the little journal cards that comes with it, and you can maybe pick up the glitter here of the flower, and I made a journal card out of it for writing on, and I put that down in there. I made a tag and did some collaging on it and added some embroidered lace. This little piece is in the kit. I cut it out, and leaving enough space so I could get my pen down in there because I wanted to include a pen, I glued it down, added a couple of rhinestones like faucets, fasteners, and added my eyelet and my seam binding. And these little pins, you can get them right now at the Dollar Tree. There's like 8, 10, or 12 in a pack, and they're the little Valentine's ones, so they will be going on clearance. I've already picked up a couple of packs for adding into my journals because I use a lot of pink. And so it comes with the little pen for writing. On this page, another beautiful page, I've added a little bit of washi, pink and gold washi here, to add a little bit more of gold in here for classiness. I made a little mini journal card here. This is a piece in one of her little ephemera kits. And I've glittered the little flower. Let's see if we can get that to pick up. A little bit there. It says, "Let your dreams blossom," and it's a little journal card, and it goes into there. And you turn the page, and I have made a flip out tag. Now you pull this off and it opens up for a long writing thing. And then we have the Matchbox flip journal pad there. And this little piece is in one of her little ephemera kits with the word love quote on it. And that just slides down into, let's lay that aside. I took one of the pages in the kit and made a piece of stationery out of it. Isn't that beautiful? So this kit is also good just for stationery as well. I mean, just love that. Isn't that gorgeous? Because they're writing letters back and forth to each other, so I wanted to put that in there. In the kit, it comes with these little petal type things here, teardrop shapes. I took a couple of brads, little heart brads, and I attached those so that they swing and move. And I added, you know, to make a little tuck spot. And I added one of the little ephemera pieces from another one of her kits, and you can see the sparkle there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Excuse me. And it says, "Aspire to Inspire." And that just tucks down into there like that. And I added an eyelet and some seam binding, and you can journal on the back. Also, these little pieces come in the kit, and I cut one of those out, distressed around it, added an eyelet, and it just swings for journaling also on the back. And then we have the little paper clip. These little squares come in the kit, and I just turned them into paper clips, and I have a video of that on my channel, Donna Davis Bell, Inspired to Create, on YouTube. And then we have our little flip out, fold out, extra journaling space, a full page journaling space. That just flips back down, folds over, flips down, flips up. Paper clip goes back on. And then this slides back down into here. this slides down into this pocket. This goes into this pocket, and then this goes into the last pocket. And we've also added the word, pull that back out, embrace up here because it is a love story. Excuse me. Well, it works better if I take it out. Slide that back down into there, and that goes into there. And we have the first love letter, dated March 2nd, 1907. I'm sorry, I told you 1904 a while ago. It's 1907. And it says, it's from George to Rose. And it says, "My darling Rose, parting is such sweet sorrow, and oh, how I long for your soft embrace. I shall forever treasure the days we spent in London this past month and our nightly walks along the embankment." So evidently the lamppost is near a river or you know, it's near water. Not the noise of the city, nor the bustle of the crowd could disturb the sweet serenity of those evenings. Long would they live in my memories. I cannot adequately express with words the sheer delight of receiving your letter. It was with great anticipation and excitement that I did read that you reciprocate the affection I have for you. A great feeling of relief in me knowing that you feel as I do. I will next visit London on April the 16th and will be under our lamp on the bank of the Thames where we first met, with rose in hand as a token of the love we share. Sincerely yours, George. Oh my gosh. And then I added a little rose at the bottom of that page, and there's another one up here. And there's a pocket. And in that pocket I have added just a piece of ephemera from there, and French ephemera, and I added it. It's not from that time period, but the architecture and the building, I just loved it, so I added that in there. Made it into a journal card and added it in there. Now, in her kit, it comes with some hearts of 2 different sizes. I took 2, layered one on top of the other, added a brad, and this is why I like to double my pages. Not only does it give me the option of storage and pockets, but when I want to do something like that, the brads are inside that pocket. They're hidden. Okay, I also cut this out of one of the pages and made a pocket. And this is, I think, one of the little embellishment pieces that come in her kit. And I just rounded the corners, distressed it. It's so pretty, I didn't need to do anything else to it. And that just tucks inside there. Here, I've added a little bridal flower applique with a flat back bead, some beautiful lace, and another one of those little dangle bead dangles hanging on there. And we have another pocket. And inside that pocket I have created a little mini journal type of memo pad for extra writing. Okay, and we turn the page. It's one of my coffee dyed pages, and the kit comes with all of these. They have little points. I cut the points off. They're just like a little teardrop. And all you do is I took 2 of the hearts, and again, I was able to do this because I had doubled the pages. Many of you asked me why I was doubling my pages. Well, this is why. And I just cut those out and cut the ends off, and they just go around like this to build a flower, and you can journal on the backs of them. And I just thought that was just awesome. Her kits are so much fun to play with and create with. So you just build a flower with it. That's what I did. And now we have the second letter. And I've added a little heart down at the bottom on some cheesecloth. This letter is dated May 14th, 1907, and it says, sorry, my allergies are really bad. My darling Rose, it has been 4 long weeks since that marvelous night. I shall never forget your beauty and the delightful surprise to see you waiting for me under our lamp. I would be remiss if I were not to tell you how so easily captivated by your charms I have become. Your last letter filled my heart and fueled a longing that I fear will take months to fulfill. In parting, if I could be so bold as to make a request for you, for which I would be extremely grateful. In the month of June, my youngest brother, Henry, will travel to London to study under the tutelage of the esteemed physician, Dr. Andrews, at his renowned practice in Harley Street. With your permission, I will advise Henry to make your acquaintance, as I feel to associate with a family as distinguished as your own would benefit him greatly. Until I have the honor and privilege of seeing you again, you will remain forever in my thoughts. Sincerely yours, George. Oh my goodness. Okay, for this page, I made a secret flip down for journaling and a little flip up for journaling. And there is a little pocket here where I've made 2 tiny little tags. One says happiness, the other says blossom. And again, the sparkliness of the flower. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up or not, but it's there. Okay. This is also in one of her little ephemera kits with the quotes. It says, happiness blooms from within. We have some pale rose-colored paper here for journaling. And look at this page. How gorgeous. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh my gosh. Isn't it just beautiful? And I added some lace and another one of those little bead dangles down there. On this page, I did some collaging, and her kits are so fun to collage with. They're just gorgeous. And look how beautiful that came out. On this page, this journal card came from the Letters to Rose kit, and it's picking up the glitter really good in this one. And this little round circle here was also in it, and I added that with an adhesive tab. This just flips up, flips over, and folds out for journaling. And then that just tucks back into there. This is one of her cascading pockets, and I did some collaging behind it. And she has a video on how to do this. And I made a video as well showing you how she does it because I was videoing the making of this journal. And it just folds down for quite a lot of private journaling space there, and also turns into a pocket. We will tie that back later for time purposes. Look at this page. How gorgeous. Gorgeous. I've added some lace and another one of those little dangles here. Okay. This flips over, and I've added some ledger paper, and I've made a little private journaling flip for privacy for your ledger. This is the center of the book, and I've tied it in, sewn it in with twine, pink and white twine, and I've added some little beads on there, rhinestones on them. This flips out, and this flips up for private journaling. And I've also made a pocket here for receipts. Here's the next page, and I've added some lace here, some washi, and another little dangle. Just love these papers. Here we have some little parchment type typing paper in a pastel green. And I'm not sure who it is, but there is someone online. I will try to go back and see who it is and put the link below, but I love that she tears her paper. She doesn't do any cutting. She tears everything, and she has been making these, and I loved the way they come out, so I made one of those for here. I will be going back and mass making a bunch of these for my journals. I've also torn out this and added on there, and some of the roses, and put those on there. And because it's so small, I was able to use some little tiny satin thin ribbon to tie this in, and that's just a little journal place. I have a video on this, and I'm not sure who does this, whose idea this was. It's been around for quite a long time. I mean, it was around when I first started journaling, doing journals years ago. But all it is it has like 5 pockets. I have a tag here, there's a pocket there, a pocket here. You turn it over, there's a pocket there, a pocket there, and then there is a pocket here. Okay, and then this this pulls out from behind there, opens up, flips down, flips up for journaling space. Okay. And then it just tucks back into there. Now I did this one on to, I have a book that teaches French grammar, and so I took a page out of it, and that's what I've used, and I like that. Put all of this back into here, and that just clips back onto here. For this one, I used a junk mail envelope, and I just collaged around it with some of her papers. I made this tag. I used one of the hearts, made an eyelet, made a dangle, added it to it, and that was all that it really needed. And that just slides back down into there. A little pocket at the bottom, and I just made a couple of little tags. Have a little butterfly here. Added some embroidered lace and a little collaging there, and those go here. And that is also a bag at the top. There's lots of these bags. I've been forgetting to tell you. There's lots of these bags. Beautiful page. Some washi tape, dangle, and more lace. The other side of that pink rose colored paper with a little bridal applique there. And a page from the Letters to Rose kit with some roses. And it has 2 little flips there for private journaling. The little doctor's bag and the luggage. The other side of the coffee dyed paper, I added a little seam binding and 3 little heart buttons here. A pocket from her kit, a little embellishment item from the Letters to Rose kit, and some little embroidered behind that. 2 little journal cards. And inside of that pocket, side pocket, I had in my stash this little menu from a restaurant in Paris. And so I know at some point they go to dinner, and I'm not sure if they go somewhere in Paris or whatever. I can't speak French, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But I added some washi tape and a little embellishment item from the Letters to Rose kit that says Fondness. And that just goes down into that pocket. And again, we have some embroidered lace and a bridal applique at the top. This page, I just did some stenciling. The marker color was not the color that I thought it was going to be, but it was already done, so it stayed. Another one of the paper clips made using the little square in her kit. I had this little envelope in my stash. I added some washi. It says date, occasion, place. And you can add some photos or something like that in there. And that just clips over this page. Beautiful page again. I'm going to put that back on there so I will remember where it goes. And it just clips on with a little paper clip. Okay. More collaging. Look how beautiful these kits are to collage with. Another pocket, And another little journal made with some of my coffee dyed paper and doing some collaging from her kit. I even added a little lace in the collaging. Another word from one of her little word kits, and it says life. Some lace and another dangle. Okay, look at that page, how beautiful. This is the center, and I just love the way it looks. And I added some of this lace down through the center, and I just love the way it came out. It just added that extra touch that I needed there. Now we're going into signature 2. Love the pages. Added some lace. Another little dangle there. And inside of this one, I've also done some collaging. And in the Letters to Rose kit, I made a pocket out of one of the pieces there. Added some lace. And one of her little quote kits, it says, "A smile is the prettiest thing you can wear." So I added that onto there. And because we have this rose over here, and it says "My Darling Rose" here, I made a tag and I tore out one of the little flowers. And I forget who it is that does this. There's a video, but I love this idea, so I do it. But you tear the flower out and you just kind of roll it over inward towards the flower. And this was in one of her little word kits. It says dream, a heart from her kit, and I added some pale pink lace, embroidery lace along the side and at the top, and it's just a tag to journal on. Okay, let's see. All right, this was a card that was in my stash, and I cut it and used it. Oh, and we have another dangle there. All right, so I'm not sure if anyone has this idea or not, but this is the paper clip. It came with the kit, the little square, and I just turned it into a paper clip. But I just made a little one of these and just cut the top rounded. It opens kind of like a gate sort of fold. And then, you know, I have this in here, and it says antiques. I just tore a bunch of papers and put them all into there just for doodling, writing, whatever you want to do on there. And it just wraps back around like that. And the paper clip goes back onto the top. And that just slides down into that pocket. And now we have the next letter. And this one is dated June 10th, 1907. It says, "My Darling Rose, it is with great sadness that I write to you. Henry, upon his return home, has advised me how busy you have been in the wake of your grandfather's passing, for which I pass on my sincerest condolences. I only wish that I could be there to help you through such upsetting times. To say I have missed your correspondence would be to greatly understate it. I must thank you for the kindness and hospitality that you and your family have shown Henry. It seems he may be somewhat smitten, as he mentions you on several occasions. His young heart is as easily captured as mine was, I fear. I cannot help but feel the pangs of jealousy that he will see you before I, however, have fortune on my side, and will be visiting London again on the 19th of July, where I will once again be waiting under our lamp-post at dusk. Sincerely yours, George." Hence the lamp-post. Okay, and this flips out and making more journal space, and I have my coffee dyed paper here, and I've added some lace down here. But in that book, that French conversation book, teaching you how to talk French and all that, it tells you how to catch a train, and he's talking to the hotel clerk, asking him how to catch a train. So I thought that would be interesting to put in there. Another page from her kit. And I have taken the word embrace from one of her word kits and added it to one of my little fabric scrap pieces. And you can tuck something down into there. Another paper clip G has a tutorial on how to do these. And we have simply made another one of these. Has a tag here, and a little tag here, and room for you to add some of your own things into there. And I took this little piece from one of her kits and added the word elegance down here and cut one of her little oval tags out, and I have added it into there, and it's backed onto copy dyed paper. This is a junk mail envelope with the glassine window, and I just made a little flip out for journaling and for privacy, and I have made a tag here. I need to go back and glue that down good inside. I will go back and do that. Some of the background paper in her kit, the word wonder from one of her little word kits, and I've added some lace, and a flower, and some little eyelash trim at the top, and backed it onto the same background paper, and you can journal on that, and that just slides down inside of that window. Again, this kit is so fun to just work with and create with. Another little bead dangle and some lace down the side. And I think, yeah, and it is a bag at the top for storage. Here I just made a pocket, made 3 journal cards and added those down into there. Used my punch to do the corners on some of them. And I added, from my stash, I had these numbers, and I made 2 little tags, mini tags from her kit, and tucked those down in there. Some blank lined music paper, added some washi, made a little memo flip down here, and it says in rhythm in the back, and I just left that there. It was made from a scrap in my stash, and little chiffon flower, and it's backed onto some lace. Journal space, and I added some lace here. This is some more of that parchment typing paper, and another little bead dangle. More journal space, and another letter, and it is a pocket. And in that pocket, I added a photo of her, printed on photo paper. And let me read this letter. August 1st, 1907. Lord and Lady Gladstone. Rose's last name is Gladstone. I write to you in the sincere hope that this request will be the first and last of its kind. Your eldest daughter, Rose, has captured my heart to such an extent that I have been left with no alternative but to request her hand in holy matrimony. Oh my goodness. Should I be fortunate enough to receive your approval, a proposal will be made upon my next visit to London. He's going to ask her to marry him. This visit will also facilitate the acquisition of a property in Harley Street, which will be the location of what I desire to become a renowned and successful medical practice. He's a doctor. You have my full assurance that Rose will be loved and cared for in a manner befitting a woman of such standing and stature. I shall be anxiously awaiting your reply. Sincerely, Dr. George Brampton. So his name is George Brampton, and he's a doctor. Which brings us back to why we have the doctor's case here along with the luggage. So he is moving to London, and he's going to open up a medical practice there. And he's asking for her hand in marriage. Isn't that so romantic? Oh my goodness. And you have another pocket here where you can put some things. More journal space. We have an envelope tucked over the top here with a paper clip. And this is just some cardstock that I had in my stash. I think I purchased in a kit from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And I've collaged a rose, and I've taken the letters to Rose thing here and put it onto there. And inside I have a copy of one of the letters that we already have in our stash. And that just goes back onto there and clips on. More blank lined music paper, another dangles, some collaging, another pocket from the Letters to Rose kit, and some ephemera from the Shabby French kit. In the bottom pocket we have cut one of these and made a little tag. I've made a little journal card out of some of the ephemera in her kit, and another one that she has in her kit, and a tag that I've made. And I've got those tucked down into there, and it's backed onto some coffee dyed paper. Okay, journaling space, a loaded file folder pocket, accordion pocket, and in that we have a journal card from her kit. I made another little journal card, and it goes down in there. A little mini journal that I've made that goes down into there. And a letter to Rose that I have rolled up, a copy of one of the letters that I've rolled up and tied with seam binding and tucked down into there. And a little heart paper clip. Turn the page and there's some lace and another one of the little dangles. And here we have a little, I'm not sure, I think you call it a trifold, some call it a gatefold, whatever it is. But here we have some, like a memo pad made out of an index card, and a little pocket and a tag, and that just ties back closed. Here, and I think it, not sure who it was, I think it's Scrapbooking with Me, had a video on how to do this. But it's just a pocket, and I've decoupaged a napkin with the Eiffel Tower onto there, and it just flips out. Journal space here, lace, and in that conversation book it teaches you how to ask about getting a hotel, and it's in French. And the letter just goes back into there. I think it's the August 16th letter. Oh, no, well, this is a new letter. Let me read it to you. August 16th, 1907. My darling Rose, it is with tremendous joy that I write to you to inform you that the purchase of the residence in Harley Street has been finalized. I will therefore be visiting London on the 4th of September, with the intention of it being an indefinite stay. I can barely contain my happiness and excitement that our relationship will no longer be a mere dalliance. Once again, I will be waiting for you under our lamp at dusk, with the promise that this will be a night you will long remember. Sincerely yours, George. Oh my gosh. I think he's going to ask her to marry him under the lamppost. That, I think, is a bag at the top. Let's see. Do we have anything in there? We do. Okay. Let's see what we have. And this is just another page from that French book. Hotel. It's a picture of a hotel, and this must be the hotel he was staying at. And a restaurant there. And I just thought that was neat, so I added that down into there for whoever gets this. Put that back down into there. A bag here. And I've had this, someone sent this, the ring came out of the slot, and I can't get it back in there, but I don't know if someone sent this to me, or if I got it from somewhere, or what, I don't know. But I think I bought it. But it has a little heart there, and it's a necklace, earrings, and ring set. It's fashion jewelry. So I included that into here. Thought that would be a neat little surprise. I promised you all a surprise, so that was my surprise. A lace pocket here for anything that you may want to put in here. Include some more collaging, and as you can see, this book, these papers are so much fun to collage with. More lace and another little dangle. Beautiful page, and the back cover. And that is the end of the journal. Again, this journal was made by the digital kits from Kerr, Happiness in Crafting. And I am on her design team, and this was my design team project for February. And it is a love story. It's a romance journal. with a love story behind it. And the collections, the digital collections that I used was the Shabby French collection and the Letters to Rose digital kit. Both can be found at her Etsy shop, https://www.etsy.com/shop/happiness in crafting. She has so many kits over there, and please follow along with me for my next design team project. I am using the dragons and, not dragons, dragonflies and flowers. I think it's roses and, anyway, it's going to be a botanical journal. And you can get that kit in her Etsy shop as well. So I thank y'all. God bless. Come join me in Inspired to Create. Join G in Happiness and Crafting. Join us both on YouTube, Donna Davis Bell, Inspired to Create on YouTube, and Happiness and Crafting by G. Kerr on YouTube. And we all are both also on Instagram and several other platforms. So come join us. Join the fun. Let's have some fun, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.